What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Civilization 5 with the team's AI-only world battle approaching a conclusion of some sorts. Not sure what it will be, but 42 turns left till the end. Things still pretty exciting, lots going on. Got a war with Rome. Who took it? It was Spain. Spain briefly held this. I don't really get how this all went down, because there was a lot of damage being done before France was here, so who knows. But something was going on. And Spain somehow snuck in. There's obviously Egypt with the Songhai, pretty big in North Africa. There's actually a lot of wars in Africa going on, which keeps things interesting. The Zulu being attacked by Australia. Probably Australia. Brazil seemed to be involved too. Who knows? And Indonesia, definitely. Wow, where did this come from? Well, I've been asking for Indonesia to do more, so I guess can't really complain. Here we go. They're probably going to take over Madagascar. And Rhodesia put so much effort into taking this, and they might lose it. This could be pretty bad for the South African team. They should be safe, like, inland, because they've got a big enough army, but their coastal cities definitely at risk. And if multiple get attacked at once, that's when there's going to be issues, because they can't defend them all. Greece and Rome have now, importantly, peaced out with France and Spain. Sometimes you'll remember these peace deals involve more. The Songhai peaced out with Egypt too, so all of that. They keep a city. I think it was at one population before it even began anyway, so that's fine. And they'll need to try and defend this, because the Iroquois may actually do enough, or America. One of them might take it. There's no melee units though, so they can't capture it yet. Maybe the Celts can. I don't know if they're at war. Potentially. Could happen. Apart from that, Mongolia did peace out after taking one city for now, so Russia and Poland can recover. Hopefully remove some of this fallout. That would be a good thing. Let's have a quick look. Where is it? Single player? No. Interface. Let's have a look at the score list. We haven't done it for a while. So leading the way at the moment, as you'd expect, by 1,000 points plus is America and the Iroquois. Second now is Mongolia and China. Mongolia with a considerable amount more than China. Should say Mongolia is actually second for individual civ. They're above America. I don't know if that's a fair assessment, but obviously score's not the best way to do it. The Iroquois are miles ahead of both of them. But there's only 20 score between America and Mongolia. Then you've got China's there, 730. Brazil's also got 1,000, the only other civ with over 1,000. Russia is still way ahead of Poland. Siam in the 900. Vietnam 700. That's the same sort of 900, 700 you got for Russia and Poland. Songhai 900. Nigeria 751. That is impressive. There's not too many wars going on, so it's fine. We can keep looking at this list while it progresses. Brazil 1,000. Inca only 677. Inca lower than you'd expect. Australia and New Zealand pretty similar. Celts and Britain 2 points out from being exactly the same. Biggest differences in teams. Here's a big one. Ethiopia and Kilwa 840 to 370. And there's not be that many bigger gaps because a lot of these teams are pretty low. I don't know if there's going to be anyone with exactly the same. That'd be pretty cool. No, that's just us at the bottom. It's not a 319 and a 4. The Sioux doing pretty well. 319. They are last, but better than nothing, I guess. But yeah, out here leading the way. America and the Iroquois in first. Mongolia, China second, Brazil, Inca third, Songhai, Nigeria fourth, Russia, Poland fifth. At the moment is Vietnam and Siam missing out of the sort of, we would say these are the top 6 teams, I think. Australia and New Zealand probably they're seventh, and I think that's fair enough. I don't think they should be up there with the other 6 just yet. They haven't really done much to deserve it. That's a bit harsh, but yeah, I don't think they're quite up there just yet. Egypt piecing out with Russia, not too important. I just wanted to make sure they didn't give any cities away. You never know. There was actually some wars before this. France and Spain will now be at war with Egypt. That doesn't matter. And Arabia and Assyria. Could be interesting, but it's going to be difficult to get over here. I think they'll be safe. Obviously Mercuria in that one as well. Russia then, peace out with Egypt. Russia and Poland v France. There's a small border here, but I don't know if much will happen. I mean, if Russia sends all these boats and Poland through here, which is going to take a long time, so it's a very small gap, you're going to occupy one tile at once. They might have a chance of taking Orleans, I guess. France have open borders with the UK, though, which would help to defend it. And the Songhai and Nigeria v France. It's not so much France that matters in that case, it's more Spain. And I think at the moment, Spain will actually be fine this time. They had their issues before, losing some cities that I think they lost some stuff in North Africa, probably about turn 300, maybe a bit before then. But Songhai, probably not strong enough right now. They're a bit distracted and all over the place, really. So that shouldn't really be an issue for them. It looks like Australia was not going after the Zulu, so I assume it must have been Brazil and Indonesia. And it looks like the Zulu capital will fall here. There's just no navy for Rhodesia and the Zulu. A lot of it was lost fighting Ethiopia. They might pay the price. Indonesia, I think they smelt that this city was a possibility and just decided to ignore this because they were so close here. I mean, this infantry could take it. The problem is there's a lot of submarines, and that goes for both Brazil and Indonesia. And the submarines obviously can't attack cities or land units, so they're pretty useless at attacking Rhodesia and the Zulu. It's going to be down to those destroyers, battleships, and planes that get most of the work done here. I think it is mainly the planes. There is an ironclad from the Indonesians. Not sure how well that will do, but yeah, there's far too many submarines. Sadly, the AI is not aware of their catastrophic error there. They'll just keep building more and more and more. Always good fun. China looking very strong now in, I think it's the Yellow Sea. Correct me if I'm wrong. Pretty sure it's the Yellow Sea between China and Korea, and obviously it becomes the Pacific. I guess, is this the is there a Korean Sea as well? Maybe this is the Korean Sea, this is the Yellow Sea. I don't know, something like that. Or the other way, maybe, I don't know. Pretty sure this was the Yellow Sea. Might be wrong. That may not even exist. Just, it must exist somewhere, hopefully. I haven't just come up with it from nowhere. Also, yeah, this is the Pacific. I know that, hopefully. Is it? Yeah, it is, just checking. A small Pacific on this map, of course, but yes, it is the Pacific Ocean. That's fine. Mongolia still has some nukes. I don't really know what they do. Do they? I mean, a nuke on the Huns would be so powerful. Kill a lot of units. Now that is interesting. That's like the first civ that you wouldn't really expect. Or one of the sort of non-leading civs to get that. And I assume that's Korea, being good at science, that's managed to help them get that, being a science-based civ. Getting a Manhattan project for Korea and Japan. So they'll still be a while away from building nukes, but 40 turns, they probably should be able to build one or two before the end, and that might be enough to just deter people from going after them. Or it might speed up. Maybe China's like, you know what, let's take them out now before they get any nukes. And that could definitely happen, because China is now more than capable of fighting wars by themselves. This is pretty big army. They don't need Mongolia's help, and obviously any help from Mongolia would be extra nice, but yeah, they don't need it anymore. They have missile cruisers, they have what they need. They maybe a bit of lacking of planes, which is probably due to a lacking of oil, especially once you consider they've used one for the battleship. I think the missile cruisers, I don't think the missile cruisers need oil, but am I right in saying they upgrade from battleships? I might be wrong, maybe they're not, maybe they're their own separate thing. If they do upgrade from battleships, obviously one oil went into the battleship previously. Do they have any tanks? No, maybe they just have a lack of oil, which is, I mean, they're not that big. They don't have that much land compared to some of the huge nations out there. I mean, Mongolia don't have that much. There's a very high density of cities here. All the name tags very close together compared to someone like America, where they're far more spread out. We saw those civs pretty much equal in terms of score, which obviously isn't the best judge, but just sort of an example. Like, even Mongolia may have a lack of oil. They don't have a lack of uranium. They don't really have a lack of oil. They have plenty of planes. But yeah, that can make sense. Plus, they have all these opportunities. They have far more sea tiles, I think, than China overall, which can give some good oil too. Plenty of other cities spread out, which you can't forget about. I mean, Indonesia, definitely most sea tiles, I think, goes to them. Probably. We'll see how big are Australia. Okay, Australia's actually got some pretty big borders in the sea. Maybe that, but it's pretty close. Saying that, Siam's looks huge as well. If you include all the way up here. Lots of civs with a lot of ocean tiles. I mean, America, as you can see how long this sort of border is. Yeah, there's a lot here as well. Maybe not the best category to try and guess. And I guess with all these lakes, the Iroquois could be considered. Yeah, it's getting a bit messy now. The UK, lot too. It would be cool if there was a separate option to see that. Obviously we can't have the info addicts because we got the Battle Royale mod. They don't like to work together. Don't know why. But yeah, they don't work together. So whatever. I mean, okay, Brazil's are probably the biggest. In fairness, like that's a good 4-tile gap the whole way. Actually, that's probably only 3 tiles, but yeah, 3-tile gap most of the way. A couple of 4s. That is probably the biggest. Just trying to see if anyone else has just got like an absurd amount. Don't think so. Maybe Japan has a lot, but again, only 2-3 tiles maybe. Same as Brazil. Look, California, to be fair, have a lot, but like, this is definitely the thickest area of the sea that someone has. I mean, the Chinook as well. But that's mainly because they only have 3 cities. Their border growth's all focused just growing out from here. Isn't that useful? Like, I mean, there's probably some resources in here. We can't see the strategic resources because I haven't turned them on, which sometimes adds to the excitement. Embargo the Sioux passes. Embargo Egypt. I mean, the Egypt one, I guess, I'm not going to say I understand. Don't really understand why you'd want to embargo Egypt, but fair enough. They're in a competitive, war-y area of the world, but I don't get why someone would embargo the Sioux. That is, I don't know. They're at 2 population. I don't see how that's going to make a huge difference to the world in general. But whatever. I wonder who proposed that. I don't think we can see now because it's been 10 turns. And the next vote will be a world leader vote, so that doesn't matter too much either. Can we get a big war breakout? That would be nice. What are you doing over here? I have no idea. Come over here, Arabia. They're asserting their dominance in the ocean. They've sent a few units over to their territory here. Maybe there's a chance, but I don't think so. I think Egypt and Mercuria, they don't have to worry about the Songhai anymore. They're not at war with Ethiopia at the moment. Or maybe they are, but I don't think so. I think that one is not ongoing. But we could be wrong. Wouldn't be the first time. Ethiopia just trading with themselves. That does suggest they are embargoed. Oh no, we just literally saw them trading with someone else. I can't see who this is going to. Might be going up here, or it might be going all the way to the New World. This one's going to Brisbane, Australia. This Australian one's going back the other way. Maybe that's what they're doing. A lot of Australian-Ethiopian trade. This one's going across to, again, looks like Southern Australia. The line disappears too quickly to know. Ooh, Russian submarine. This is quite an achievement. It doesn't sound like much, right? They have a submarine, but they've got it through here, either while at war with these people and snuck it through, which is kind of difficult. The UK and the Celts, pretty big navies protecting this area. Or they got open borders with all these countries, which is impressive. And it also could have come out the Mediterranean. AI, I like this. Sometimes the AI don't do smart things, and they just leave everything puppeted. But they've left these cities puppeted. But the 2 that they did decide to annex are the coastal ones, which means they can build boats in the Mediterranean and Black Sea. That could have come in handy. It's probably not going to come in handy before the end of this game, but yeah, if we went on, or when we do go on, it could come in useful in the future. Of course, we'll be going on beyond 450, just not every episode. As promised, I don't want to make any promises. I'm thinking I might try to go till there's 1 civ left, or team left. But that's like, I'm not sure my PC can do it, so I don't want to make any promises. I don't want to say, yep, we'll go till there's 1 left. I'm happy to do it, but obviously it might just not be feasible, so I don't want to make any promises. But I'm happy to do it if it is feasible. That should be what I'm saying. Indonesia v Ethiopia. Well, aren't you already busy, Indonesia? Can you just focus on one thing at once? Come on. California, I don't know. What are you doing? You didn't need to do that. Whatever. Also, a heads up, I don't think I've said it in this series yet. I think I said it in a different one. Some of the videos are going to be a bit shorter for maybe the next 2 months. Got exams coming up, as you can imagine. Quite busy time trying to prepare. I'll try and keep 2 a day. Maybe like when the actual exams start for like 2 weeks, I'll probably drop down to 1 maybe. But yeah, while in the build up, I'll keep it at just maybe 15 minutes an episode. Well, I'll aim for 15 minutes. Normally they run over, so that's fine. But yeah, Hubble Space Telescope for the Iroquois. Very nice. But yeah, just a heads up, just so you know. I'm not just randomly cutting them short because I chose to. I would love to keep them at 20 minutes, but lots to be done. And then hopefully in the summer, we can just do loads of cool things. Hopefully. Maybe. We'll see what happens. I've got lots of good things planned. The next AI-only battle is planned. It's an exciting one. We'll probably let you know what it is when this game, we have like the results at 4:50. You guys get to vote on who wins. We'll probably have it then. And then, obviously, I probably won't be able to start it till I've finished this. That is the only issue. Because switching all the mods, very difficult, long process. Not difficult, but it's tedious. I'm not going to do it every episode. So, we'd have to come up with some sort of really complex system to make that work. Like maybe if I just had one day every week, like every Saturday, I would give you one episode more, 50 turns more of this. Problem is, I think it's going to take a lot more than 50 turns if, like I said, we get to one sieve. It'll probably get to like a reasonable point, and then I'll just have to leave it on at night like a few times. Processing. Actually, this actually, luckily enough, the Battle Royale mod is the perfect scenario for this, because I would never do it in a normal game, because you have to keep coming back to the Golden Age pop-ups, and Golden Age pop-ups stop the game. It says you've entered a Golden Age. We don't have that. With this, you can turn it off. Same for the World's Congress. Don't know if you've noticed, we've not had to vote on anything. I can turn it off. You don't get that in the normal game, but obviously it's at the expense of info addicts, so it's kind of a loss. I don't know. It depends. But yeah, this is the one chance potentially we might get to go beyond, to try and see if we could get one left. Obviously, it's down to the AI as well. If it's like turn 1,000 and it's not happening, then I'm not gonna wait. But that will be it for this episode. So as always, if you have enjoyed, be sure to leave a like and a comment down below. Be sure to subscribe as well if you're new to the channel. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.